So the people there are very, very friendly. I loved serving in Cambodia because the people there are so receptive. Even though they may not even want to listen to what you have to say, they just want to be friends with you. Maybe that's just partly because we're American or we're not from Cambodia and they haven't had much interaction with foreigners speaking their own language, but I think they genuinely love other people. They have the ability to make friendships very easily. So it's very easy to enter people's homes, be able to talk to them and have long, even intimate conversations with them, and they're very open about these things. They're also very funny, they're very humorous, they're very open, even if they're having dinner and we sort of walk by their house, they might call us in and say, "Hey, come eat with us." And we, of course, are like, no, maybe another time, but maybe we could give you something like a pamphlet or maybe a flyer for English class or maybe a little pass-along card or something. And so it's very easy to contact people, but yet again, it's sort of hard to get investigators out of it because they're very Buddhist. They're very culturally, they have very strong cultural and family connections. Family there is very, very important. So another problem there about joining the church is there might be family opposition from their parents or even their grandparents. They might be adults, but still they might decline to be baptized because the grandma said no. So their family connections, that's something that we could build on because we teach that families will be able to be together forever. And even though the members are very poor, I still knew quite a few of them who were able to sacrifice the money to be able to go to the Hong Kong or Manila, Philippines temple so they could be an eternal family. So usually family units, they live all together, and that includes maybe 3 generations. So it's very easy to connect to both the grandparents, the parents, and the children. So that's one thing I love about Cambodian culture is their emphasis on family. And it also causes them to always remember their families. Often, especially among young people, usually in their 20s, they often leave their hometown or their rice field or wherever they're from, their little village, and they go to Phnom Penh, which is the capital city, to try to find work, which is usually pretty hard. They usually try to find work doing factory work, or maybe they ride people around on their motorcycle and try to be a motorcycle taxi guy. Some of them might work in restaurants, or maybe they try to sell at the market or do other things. Even though they're alone, they're not with their family members, they constantly remember their family. Like every other month, they're always trying to go back and forth between their hometown and the city, which also causes a lot of problems in missionary work is because sometimes we try to meet with a lot of these people. A lot of the investigators that we have are usually in this age range, usually like 18 to 30, single. So we try to meet with them and all of a sudden, without a moment's notice, they're already gone and they went back to their homeland. And we don't know if they're going to be gone for 6 hours or for a day, a week, or a month, or if they're never going to come back. So they're always thinking about their family. They're always trying to support their family. So many of them work very hard, doing very hard, arduous jobs in order to support their families. So that explains, I would say, many of the Khmer people. Cambodians are also known as Khmers, by the way. But some of them, I would say, are actually quite lazy, like to sleep a lot of time. Cambodians love to sleep. Like usually they will go to bed at 8 or 9 just so they're able to sleep even more. And they'll take a nap in the middle of the day, like at 1 to 3, just so they're able to sleep even more. So they love to sleep. And they also love to eat. Food is something very important to their culture.